Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to start about Power BI in our data analysis series. Before moving deeper into its working and purpose, we should know what actually Power BI is. So Power BI is a business intelligence tool developed by Microsoft that enables users to connect, transform, model and visualize data for analytical insights. It provides a self-service BI experience, allowing users to create reports and dashboards without requiring deep technical knowledge. So this is the basic definition of what Power BI actually is. Moving on to its key feature. The first one is data connectivity. Power BI supports various data sources, including either we want to import the data from Excel, CSV files, either from APIs, web scraping, SQL servers, and whatnot. It is supported in Power BI. Then is data transformation. Through Power Query, we are able to clean and reshape the raw data in Power BI. Then data modeling. We can create relationships between tables and perform advanced calculations using DAX. We will get to know about this in the upcoming video. Next is visualization. We can get interactive dashboards with charts, graphs, and KPI indicators in Power BI. Next is collaboration and sharing. It allows reports to be published and shared. Lastly is AI and automation. Power BI uses AI-driven insights, automated reporting, and predictive analytics for the user to have ease of working with Power BI. So what is the difference between traditional BI versus self-service BI or Power BI? So traditional BI initially required IT teams to build and maintain reports, making the process slow and very rigid. Then comes Power BI as a self-service BI tool that empowers users to explore the data independently. So it is fast and has real-time analysis, very cost-effective, and also have cloud-based solutions. And interactive and customizable dashboards are also a plus point to Power BI than traditional BI. So these are the main differences in between these two business intelligence tools. Let us understand the core philosophy behind Power BI. So it was built with the mission to make data analytics accessible to everyone, regardless of their technical expertise. So the key principles include that no coding is required. A simple drag and drop interface is provided by Power BI. We have AI-powered insights like machine learning and NLP helps users find patterns in the data easily. And high integration with Microsoft tools like it has seamless connectivity with Excel, Azure, and SQL servers. Now, moving on to the key components of Power BI, the first one is Power Query. It holds the process of ETL, that is extract, transform, and load. Extraction refers to bringing onto the data from multiple sources like database, Excel, API, cloud services, SQL servers, or you can say CSV files or different type of data files you have. Transformation means cleaning, merging, and reshaping the data sets that involve removing the null values, unnecessary columns to make the data set accurate for predictions. Lastly, load helps in loading the structured data into Power BI for efficient analysis. So it uses M language for advanced transformations. Next is data model that deals with storing the data efficiently in columnar database structure and supports a relationship between tables and enabling a structured data model. And here, DAX, that is data analysis expression, comes into play where you can perform advanced calculations and also form custom aggregation columns as well for making your analysis more efficient and easy. Third one is visualization engine. So it converts processed data into interactive charts, graphs, and dashboards, and then it comes to charts. You can have bar charts and pie charts. You also have tree maps and KPIs and a lot more options to make your dashboard look more interactive and appealing to the users. Lastly, it also provides us with functions like filtering, drill through, and real-time data updates to enhance the data exploration. Now, let's quickly understand the Power BI ecosystem, how it works. So, the first component is Power BI Desktop. So, it is used in report and dashboard creation, and it is an installed application that you need to install on your PCs. Next is Power BI Service. It is an online cloud based platform that helps you sharing and collaborating with other Power BI developers from their dashboards in your dashboards and so on. Next is Power BI Mobile. It is a mobile application so that you can view the reports on the go quite easily. Next is Power BI Gateway. It connects on-premises data sources with the cloud services. Next into the game is Power BI Embedded that integrates Power BI reports into different applications. Lastly is Power BI Report Server. It is responsible for on-premises solutions for hosting Power BI reports. Now we know what Power BI is. It is a powerful, user-friendly BI tool that bridges the gap between raw data and decision making, having a very intuitive interface, strong data modeling capabilities, and AI-driven insights. Now we will have a look at what its architecture looks like. So, how data flows in Power BI? So, Power BI follows a structured pipeline to process data efficiently. So, the architecture has 5 stages. The first one is data sources. That is simply collecting your data from different data sources, as we discussed, like either it is Excel file, web APIs, cloud services, databases, and whatnot. So basically, there are 2 modes of importing. The first one is import mode. So it loads data into Power BI's memory and has faster performance. That you can understand as direct loading. Next is direct query mode. So it queries the data directly from the source in real time, but obviously it will impact the performance. It will be slower than the import mode. The second stage is Power Query stage, where the ETL process takes place. We just understood it: extract, transform, and load, extracting the raw data, transforming it into the desired data format we want, and then finally loading it into Power BI for better analysis. Stage number 3 is data model or the Vertipack engine. It stores the data in an optimized format and it builds relationship between the tables either by using the star schema or snowflake schema, and finally uses DAX. Then we have visualization engine as our 4th stage, and here also you convert your data into interactive charts, graphs, and dashboards, applying functions like filtering, slicing, drill through, and AI-powered insights. The last stage is publishing and sharing your reports using the Power BI Service app, and you can share your insights via Power BI apps, dashboards, and embedded reports, whatever you are comfortable with. There's a wide range of ecosystem, as we understood, for Power BI to make and share your dashboards and reports. So we just understood a lot about Power BI. We should also know why it is scalable. So Power BI is designed to handle both small and enterprise scale data processing. Scalability for Power BI is achieved through, firstly, import mode. Faster performance is there. Then direct mode, you can just have real-time querying to the big data. Third one is hybrid mode. There is a combination of import and direct query for efficient balance between the speed and data freshness. Lastly, you have cloud integration associated. You can use Azure, Databricks, and other cloud-based solutions for a better analysis of data without storing the large data sets into your systems, importing them directly. You can just get it through the cloud platform. A quick role of Vertipack engine. It is just an in-memory storage engine in Power BI that is crucial for fast processing. It has columnar storage, data compression facility, and indexing and dictionary encoding for faster calculation. Now, data modeling theory in Power BI. So, data modeling is the process of structuring and organizing the data to create a logical relationship between different data sets. A well-designed data model enhances performance, scalability, and accuracy in Power BI reports. So let us start with data modeling theory. So the first one is star schema. Before just diving it into, we should know what are the key benefits of data modeling. The first one is faster performance, then better maintainability, accurate insights, and improved query efficiency. These are the 4 major benefits of data modeling. Then we should move on to star schema. So choosing the right schema is essential for building an efficient data model in Power BI. So the definition comes on, it is a central fact table connected to multiple dimensional tables in a star-like structure. So let us understand what fact table is. Fact table stores transactional data like sales record or revenue. Dimension tables contain descriptive attributes like product details, customer information, date, like that way. Advantages is that simple relationships in star schema make querying faster. It has optimization for performance and reporting, and it reduces the complexity when you're writing the DAX calculation. So, star schema somehow looks like this. Suppose this is our fact table in the center, and other dimensional table, let's say DTs, are connected to it, forming a star-like structure. So this is somehow our star schema basic diagram. It can have date dimension, or it can have product dimension, customer dimension, and lastly it can also have location dimension. Any other dimension can be added to it. Next one to talk about is snowflake schema. So a normalized version of the star schema where dimension tables are further broken into sub-dimension is a snowflake schema. So advantages are that it reduces redundancy and storage space is saved. It is useful in scenarios where data consistency is required. Disadvantages are that it is quite complex because you are just dividing fact table into dimension table, then into sub-dimensions, then into sub-dimensions. It creates complexity and slower performance. And of course, it will be difficult to maintain. Like a quick example, let's say we have a fact table, then we have dimension tables associated with it, like this way. And apart from this, another dimension table, sub-dimension tables are associated with each of the dimension table. So this creates complexity and a difficulty to maintain these type of schemas. So Power BI performs best with star schema because it simplifies the queries, reduces processing time, and improves report performance. Now let's have a quick look on relationships in Power BI. So Power BI uses relationships to define how tables are connected. Relationships allow filtering, aggregation, and analysis across multiple tables. So the first one is one-to-one. It is a most common type relationship. One record in a table is linked to multiple records in another table. Many-to-many occurs when multiple records in one table can relate to multiple records in another table. One-to-one. It is very rare but useful when splitting a table for security or performance reason. Let's have a quick diagrammatic understanding. One-to-many, like you have this table and another table. One record in this table may have relationship with many others in the other tables. Many-to-many means, let's say you have these two have connection with this to have this, like a crisscross system. One-to-one means that only one column in one table can have relationship with one column in the another table. Now filter propagation in relationships. So when you apply a filter to one table, it automatically filters the related tables also. This is called as filter propagation and is controlled by relationship directionality. Whether a single directional relation, that means only one direction of relation is followed. Bidirectional means both the directions of relationships is there, and it is used in complex models only. Like this is example of single directional filtering. let's say we have two tables and they're connected bidirectionally. So this is how it is used in complex models. Now, DAX. DAX is data analysis expressions. It is a formula language used in Power BI for custom calculations and aggregations. The first one is measures versus calculated columns. Measure is dynamic calculation that change based on user interaction. Like total sale equals to sales amount. It changes dynamically. Calculated column is static value stored in data model that you calculate using any two columns. So key concepts in DAX. The first one is filter context and row context. Filter context, when a user selects a filter and Power BI automatically applies the filter to relevant calculations. Row context is applies logic row by row within the table. Like this is for also an example for calculated column. Row by row the logic is applied. Some common DAX functions are aggregate functions like sum, average, min, max, and count. Filter functions filter, calculate all related, rank X, top N, like that. Time intelligence functions, year to date sales, previous year comparison. These are the some common concepts, common functions in DAX that can be used using data analysis. Best practices for data modeling in Power BI involves firstly using the star schema for better performance and query optimization, then proper relationships to be established. So there are correctly defined primary keys and foreign keys, minimize bidirectional relationship, it will create complexity, optimize your DAX, avoid excessive calculated columns, use measures instead, reduce data volume, import only necessary columns to improve your speed, not unnecessary columns. Like some columns can be blank in your data sets and you are also importing that. That will just slow down your process. Use aggregations, most important. Summarize your data. Summarize large data sets to enhance the performance. A strong data model is the foundation of any efficient, scalable, and high-performing Power BI solution. By following best practices and understanding relationships, schemas, and DAX, you can create robust reports and dashboards that provide meaningful insights. Now, moving on to visualization psychology in Power BI. So, how the brain processes dashboards. Effective data visualization isn't just about creating charts. It's about leveraging human perception to deliver insights quickly and clearly. The first aspect is pre-attentive attributes. These are visual properties that human brain process instantly. And you can use these effectively in Power BI visualizations. Like you can use right colors, right size, position, and shape and orientation of your charts, your graphs, to make them so effective that the audience process them instantly before any conscious thought. Just start principles in dashboard design. You can use proximity, similarity, continuity, and closure. These four components can make your dashboard explain itself to the people. So, a quick differentiation between poor and a good visualization. Do not overload with numbers. Use charts and graphs effectively. There should not be too many colors. Colors should be used strategically and should be consistent throughout. There should be a clear focus, high key insights prominently, that what you are trying to say, KPI should be there, but not too many. That should confuse your audience. So let's talk about common visualization mistakes and how you can avoid them. The first one is overuse of pie charts. So humans struggle to compare area sizes accurately. So too many slices make interpretation very difficult for the audience. So instead of a pie chart, you can use a bar chart or a column chart to provide clear comparison. Then misleading axis. Adjusting y-axis scales, for example, starting from a high number can distort the trends. So always start the y-axis at 0 for fair comparisons. Use of excessive colors. This create too much confusion and reduce the readability of your dashboard. So use a consistent, limited color palette and highlight key components with contrasting colors. Fourth mistake is chart clutter and data overload. Adding unnecessary grid lines, legends, and text elements clutters the dashboard. Keep it simple, focus on the most important data. Just talk to the point from your dashboard to the audience. Too many KPIs on one page. Overloading dashboards with multiple KPIs overwhelms the user. Use drill through pages or separate reports for in-depth analysis. Keep it simple, keep it appealing for users to understand it better. Now let's talk about the 5-second rule for dashboards. So, a well-designed Power BI dashboard should communicate key insights within 5 seconds. So, the best practices are using a clear layout, highlighting key takeaways, avoiding unnecessary elements, using white space effectively to enhance a clean and readable layout for the users. Example, like before, a report with 10 different charts, making it hard to focus on insights. But when you make it a clean, minimalistic dashboard with 2 or 3 key visuals and summary KPIs, it makes user to understand it much better. Understanding visualization psychology in Power BI ensures that reports are not only visually appealing but also effective in conveying insights what they're meant to do. By applying all of these principles, you can create dashboards that tell a compelling data story and improve decision making, not just charts and graphs out there. Now, difference between Power BI and other BI tools. Ease from the parameter of ease of use, Power BI is beginner friendly. And when it comes to Tableau, it is moderate and Looker is advanced. Integration, best with Microsoft, it is strong in analytics and best for Google Cloud. These are some of the differences that you can have a look at how Power BI is actually different from the other BI tools. Talking about the last topic for this video, the future of Power BI. Firstly, in AI and AutoML integration. Power BI now includes AI-powered insights and AutoML, that is automated machine learning for trend predictions. Power BI Copilot is an AI assistant that allows you to generate reports using natural language queries. With improvement in cloud-based analytics, Power BI is becoming faster, more scalable, and more secure. Lastly, embedded analytics for business. Companies are now embedding Power BI dashboards into web apps and ERP systems for real-time decision making. So Power BI has revolutionized how businesses analyze and visualize their data. From retail giants like Walmart to financial institutions detecting fraud, like scalability, AI integration, and real-time analytics make it the go-to tool for business intelligence. Power BI is not just a tool, it's the future for data analytics. So that's all about Power BI and this video. And in the next video, we will have a talk about Tableau as a BI tool. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel to help us grow. And I will see you in the next video with Tableau as the topic. And till then, happy learning.